So at least from my view, it looked like early on there was just a little bit of sluggishness, a little bit of some things that seemed to really impact you guys earlier in the season that have faded, but then come the second half, a lot of those things deteriorated. And I thought one of the biggest reasons was Bo coming in, getting some dunks. He got the energy going. I mean, what can you say about the way he played today?
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes when you come out of finals, you're going to get into a little of that, and that team is a different team. Really, I just thought we had that one little stretch after we had taken the lead, early lead 9-8 or whatever, and we had that little stretch where they had their time, and it wasn't good for us. But I thought what our guys did a really good job of over the whole course of the 40 minutes. And what I stressed to him was, it's going to be 40 minutes of whatever that is, and you can't let it bother you. You can't just let it bother you. I think our guys, and when you're older and you're more mature, you don't let stuff bother you. I thought our guys did a really good job of that today, which is a good sign of we are a year older, we are a year stronger, we are mentally a year further along. And to your point, I just think, it shows up when a guy like Bo, who since the day we put him in, say 8 games ago, all he's done each game really is just get more and more comfortable. Each game he's gotten more time. He's been out there. And again, it says a lot for, a kid who's a sophomore who really is freshman minutes, basically, to go out there and sort of each game sort of learn from his experiences, play to his strengths, not try to do too much. And I just think it's also a credit to, like, all the guys playing, like we've said, since Corbin and Bo have been playing. It's like they know how to play with those guys. Like Reedus throws the ball to him for a slip dunk, And I think all of those guys sort of have a good understanding of Bo's game. Bo has a game. He can put the ball in the basket. He can make a three. He moves really well. And our players are sort of really learning each other's games, like that comfort level. Oh, I know what that guy's good at. Ethan's been really good at. Okay, we got to Jake. We got to get Jake the ball here. Like you get that when you're comfortable playing with each other. And I think because of that, Bo goes out there and he gives you really good minutes when we needed him. And Corbin was good in his first half. He makes his fouls. Everything was important, And I think over the course of the 40 minutes, we stayed with it. We didn't let things bother us, and we wore them out over 40 minutes instead of them wearing us out.
I think a guy that wears people out more than just about anyone on the team is Reedus. I think the way he plays, the energy he brings. As a coach, how do you balance between keeping him in too much and not enough? Because maybe that energy starts to dip for him if he's in too long. How do you balance it as a coach with a guy that just provides so much energy, whether it's the starters, the reserves, wherever he may be intertwined?
Yeah, again, I think that's a question that's sort of answered by the team. Like there's a chemistry there between them. They sort of know each other's games, like I just said, and that takes tension out of the game. And what that means is, you don't get tired. You keep your energy. His energy's not being sapped, because things are moving really well together on both ends of the court. And to your point, he's just, like I said, he's just fun to watch. Over his last 2 games, 20 and 10 is unbelievable. But over his last 2 games as a freshman today, he had 3 assists, 1 turnover. I think his last game he had 5 assists, 1 turnover. So 8 assists, 2 turnovers. When you play the way he plays, you don't always get that. You're going to get the hustle play. You're going to get the offensive rebounds, But he's also doing the other things too. And again, he's certainly not playing like a freshman, that's for certain. And he plays in a way that frees up the other guys. The other guys the guys love playing with him because he does tons of dirty work. He gets all that stuff done, and really it helps them, but then it also helps them start to play like him a little bit, and I think that's what's happening. And again, it was a big game for us. It's the 4th team we've played that beat us last year. We're now 4-0. This one probably came at the right time because this one, they really handled us last year, and our guys did a great job of coming in here, getting ready. We had, right time coaching-wise to sort of have time over finals and a little before to develop a game plan to deal with what Tarleton does, because they're really, really good at what they do. He does an unbelievable job with that. And I think our guys did a great job of the last 3 days, really understanding why we're doing what we're doing because they played last year. So much so that, like I said to Jim Arthur, yesterday we practiced for an hour and 20 minutes because I sort of got the sense from our guys that they're ready to play the game. They're tired. They're done. They're tired of practicing. We know what it is. Like, coach, we're ready to play. We got it. And we came out and played that way. So that's another good sign, for me as a coach to be able to read my team that way. And you know what? That's what it was because we played a full 40 minutes today. Good basketball.
Most home wins in a row since 2010 for you guys. But obviously now, the next time you guys are at home, the quote-unquote gauntlet starts. So what are the things that you can take from your guys' out-of-conference home experience into the conference season? Because as you know, it's one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, no question. Well, that's what the non-conference, it's just been about us and our continued development. Like I just said to our guys, we're 7-1 in our last 8. We're 8-4. What's the one thing we haven't done this non-conference? And that's win a road game. So we got an opportunity to finish the non-conference with a road game in 2 days against a good team. And I think that'll be the best preparation for heading into league play after Christmas. To your point, where we're in such a good league where, like I've stressed to our guys, it's one game. We're going to have a game. We got a game Tuesday now. Today we had a game today. It's like continue to have that sort of mentality and mindset where, we got one game. We got Tarleton. That's it. How are we going to do? Are we going to be good at what we do? Are we going to have those winning habits? Are we going to have them for 40 minutes? Now we move on. We got this road game against Northern Colorado. Great opportunity for us. Great opportunity to keep doing what we need to keep doing. And that'll put us in a league play where, all I'm going to be able to do is, okay, we're going to start with 1 at San Diego State. You know what I mean? And then it's going to be, okay, and you can't let, things, if we're a year older and stronger and more mentally mature, you can't let an 18-game league season be an 18-game league season. No, it's one game, when December 28th comes. You know what I mean? It's 18 1-0s or 0-1s. That's all it is. Can you really lock into that? Because then you're, making the most of the opportunity that you have. I've been telling the guys, then you have this grateful mentality of, man, I get a chance to play basketball. I get a chance to play a game, that's pretty an unbelievable experience, and if you can do that, well, I think over the course of the 18, then that's when you do the best that you possibly can do. And I think that's what ultimately is going to help us show that, well, we're going to be able to handle an 18-game league season, because last year we couldn't. We could only get to February 3rd, so last I checked, I don't know a league that stops playing on February 3rd. They go to March 5th and 6th. So that's what the league season's going to be, and that's going to be our strategy, to get our players to sort of continue to show that they're a year older and a year stronger, and we're a better team, and we're going to be able to handle a college basketball season.
I was just joking with Nick. First of all, I've never seen you dunk this year yet, and I've never really seen you show emotion. Well, in that little 3-minute stretch, you had 3 straight dunks. You're yelling. What's the feeling like when you finally, okay, I'm getting the rhythm of it, I'm getting some points? What's that feeling like?
Well, it feels really good. I like to dunk in practice. I practice dunking a lot, and it's just good to get one in game. It's always a fun time.
How much do you feel like you've grown since the first time you saw the floor? Because the first time you saw the floor, I think you turned it over first possession. Now, every single time, it just feels like you fit. How much do you feel like you've grown?
Definitely grown quite a bit. It just kind of get the feel for the game. It's a lot different in a game. It's a whole different feel to the game. So it's the same as practice. Just gotta get that different mentality and then just get going, get warm, and then it all comes easy after that.
You and Ritas both didn't start today, but we're both kind of the ones that sparked everything, that kind of got the energy going. How much do you feel like that's kind of a job of someone who maybe doesn't start but can come in, and how much do you feel like that burden's kind of on your shoulders of getting that energy going a little bit?
No, it's definitely really important because Ritas comes in obviously with huge energy, and I just get Corbin a breather has usually been my role, but I'm kind of starting to see the court a little bit more, so it's been really important for our team, so I'm glad to do it.
So Ritas almost set a new career high again, but like I kind of brought up, Bo seemed to be the one that got the energy going. You kind of continued it. How much fun is it being one of those guys on the team that it's like, I may not do everything perfectly, but energy intensity, all those things are stuff that I take very seriously. I mean, what does that feel like to be one of those guys?
I mean, it's fun. It's playing the game, you know. You go out there with no stress. You're trying to pick the team up, and when one good play happens, another good play happens, and you're out there. It's fun, and it's fun to see Bo go crazy out there, and I love it.
You guys are on the longest home winning streak since 2010 now. I mean, what's it been like to play in front of these crowds? Because while they haven't necessarily filled the seats, they seem to have been pretty loud this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you start winning, it's fun, and they want to come out to the games. They're loud, they're into it, and it makes us play better too. And I can tell they've been more and more have been coming. I mean, it's Christmas break, and there's, I don't know, 1,000 people out there. It's fun to play in front of the crowd.
You guys just had finals week last week. I mean, what was that experience like of having to deal with the struggles of all those finals and then try to reboot back into basketball mode because you guys had a week off?
It's hard. We were studying for finals, and we would try to get a workout in between our finals. It's hard, but that first practice back wasn't the best, but it got us back in the rhythm. It was nice that we had 3 days to prepare for this game, and yeah.
How much did it feel like maybe that, that tough practice, how much do you feel like that maybe bled into the beginning of this game? Because you guys started a little slower than usual.
Yeah, they play a tough defense, so we had to get ready for that 3 days, and they're just aggressive, and we're trying to find a way around it, and we figured our way out throughout the game.
You weren't a part of last year's teams, but 4 of the teams you guys have beaten at home so far all beat you guys, including today's team. To see those losses turn to wins, what do you think that says about this year's team compared to last year's?
I mean, 1 year older. Like Coach always says, we're 1 year older, we're 1 year tougher. Got a couple other new guys, Corbin, me, Marcel. We're trying to contribute, and it's fun. It's fun to play out there.